Good morning, good evening, and good night. It is us, post to post, for another exciting episode. As always, we're joined by myself and my brother, the Brothers of Discussion. Will, how are you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Just wondering how we're going to eke out a nice enough episode because it seems like we blew our wad the past two, and there's just not as much to talk about this week.
This is very true. There's not too much. I mean, there is some things, there's to get to it when we get to it. There's been a certain color scheme update, as well as a good old-fashioned title change.
Oh, yeah.
But other than that, yeah.
It's going to be a quick and dirty episode tonight, everybody. We're just going to get it in the can, have fun while we're doing it, but we're not going to talk your ears off too much, but we're going to try and lay it down heavy as you've come to expect from us.
Sometimes everyone just likes a quickie.
It 100% takes the edge off, you know what I mean?
Yeah. A small heroin feeling after release,
Oh, boy.
Only slightly.
Only slightly, he says. All right. So, I guess we'll just talk about the big two tonight because everything's been kind of tame everywhere else. Haven't seen too much news coming from Impact Land. NWA's still kind of tying up some loose ends following their pay-per-views from a few weeks ago. Nothing super new to go over there. New Japan still getting ready to, if they have not already, I believe, kicking off the G1. I will double check on that real quick. Okay, G1 starts on the 18th, so Saturday.
Should be a good time.
All right, but we did our predictions on the G1 last week, so everything's good. We talked about the G1 a little bit last week. We're not going to do any predictions in so much. We talked about the brackets. It's going to be some wild shit either way. I know I'm hoping personally that Kenta takes the A block. And for B block, the big name in there, of course, Evil and a few others. So maybe we'll have a Bullet Club versus Bullet Club final. New Japan doesn't really like doing things like that sometimes, but with Evil running his own micro faction, who knows? Who knows? Yeah, but G1 this weekend. That's the big developments from New Japan. With that, which one you want to start with?
I feel like there's probably a little bit more to talk about with WWE and our thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
It might be better to go AEW.
I'm okay with that.
Either way.
Yeah, well, we'll just roll with it. Since we just talked about New Japan, a lot of AEW came from New Japan. We'll go with that. It makes sense. I guess some big things to talk about developing over the past week. I know it's been going on a little longer than that, but I'm kind of invested in this little trouble in paradise with the Dark Order we've got going on.
Yes.
Like, it just seems like they're melting down and getting ready for almost like a rebrand.
Maybe. I mean,
not like dissolving and becoming a new thing, but reverting back to the old ways. A little less comedy, or transitioning over to like a dark comedy almost.
Maybe.
Because, to me, it smells like a heel turn. But you've still got Colt Cabana.
Can Colt be a heel?
I can't think of a time he's ever been one.
That's how that would fly.
Yeah. And he seems to be pretty, like, the one trying to keep everyone from fighting each other. Along with Anna Jay.
I feel like someone else was doing it a little harder than they were.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like John Silver was originally, and then he almost took off on the past episode. Because I think Stu Grayson put his hands on him.
Yeah. There was some hand laying going on last week, and it's for sure like John Silver accidentally knocked Evil Uno down, and Evil Uno started throwing hands, and then they tried to separate, and then Stu Grayson, I believe, threw some hands, and some more shit went down because they almost had it quelled, and then tempers flared once again. It's been odd. I think it's like Hangman goes on sabbatical for family time, and then the Dark Order goes all to hell.
Yep. I feel like, personally, I think this is just their story arc to tie it over until a change occurs. Mm-hmm. It'll either be the Hangman return, and everything will go back to normal because he was the glue originally.
Yeah. Or
it sets the pace for someone to come in and heal a broken faction.
Yeah. I know there are a ton of people hoping that it's going to be Bray Wyatt. So many people. And don't get me wrong, it would work really well from one standpoint. But it also seems like a bit too on the nose and almost a little insulting to Brody Lee, since you'll take his former faction leader from WWE and pretty much have him replace you after, we already know what happened, but it seems a bit too on the nose and a little bit tasteless to
me. Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's fine. Yeah. Bray and Brody were good friends, and that couldn't have been a problem. The same thing was going on, but discussions could actually have been had. I don't think it's a problem. And the only thing is, this is when what you mentioned needs to be a heel turn. The faction Dark Order wouldn't necessarily work. Anything that has been put out into the open by Bray Wyatt.
No, it would not. I mean, the closest it would have been like that weird transitional era Wyatt family.
Yeah.
And even then, they weren't super comical. They were just, comedy from the sense that they just couldn't do anything right.
Yeah.
But the Dark Order's leaned full-blown comedy.
Yeah.
And that makes things a little wonky.
And I'm probably the only one, but I want Uno and Jason to go full-blown hill and bring back the fucking minion chair.
The what?
Minion chair.
Oh, I would love to have them bring back the minion chair, but I heard kind of why they don't do it. Because I was listening to their interview on Talk Is Jericho a while back, and apparently all of the minions were like local talent in wherever they were performing. And when they had to do dust-ups with the whole crew, etc., those guys a lot of times, just so they could get on TV, would lie about their experience. And so, one, they wouldn't have any sort of ring presence, so that's why you saw those ones that didn't look like they knew anything they were doing, the one that classic punching nothing.
Yeah.
And two, some of them were legit throwing real punches, and not like in-ring, like stage punches.
Gotcha.
So it was more or less, some of them were working really dangerously, and it was almost a liability.
Oh yeah, for sure, it's a liability.
I mean, I would for sure love to see the minion chair come back, but if you're going to do it, get some of the dark talent that you don't see too often to just kind of fill in for it, so that you've got people in-house already that are willing to do a little silly business, and then, be done with it.
Yeah.
I think that would be the best way to bring the minion chair back. But I would definitely love to see it.
I don't know. It just worked, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. I agree. Totally agree. Yeah, I really want Stu Grayson and Evil Uno to go back to being heels. I if they do that, it almost seems like this version of the Dark Order is going to have to split up. And
Oh yeah.
yeah, I think Reynolds is already almost gone, isn't he?
Yeah, he hasn't been on TV or anything since that one dust up.
Mm-hmm. I think that'll be the impetus for John Silver to roll out. I think 10's going to stay. Colt, whenever they bring in the next person, whoever's going to lead it, if it goes heel, that's how they're going to get Colt out. They're going to have him dust up with whoever comes in, because Colt's not going to like the way he's running things, since Colt's the perpetual face. And then Colt will be out.
And that's pure speculation, because I don't think anyone's going to break up.
I mean, true, but I mean, if we're going to do a heel turn, there's certain people I just don't see.
But I don't think there's going to be like a full heel turn.
Mm-hmm. I'm going from the standpoint of it being a full heel turn and not one of those weird half turns.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be either. I think it's just going to be a bunch of infighting. They're going to feud with each other. And either Anna Jay or Hangman comes back and fixes the problem.
Well, Anna Jay's already back.
What?
Anna Jay's already back.
You're playing the angle of she's trying to keep the peace.
Mm-hmm.
It's still in progress. It's been 2 weeks.
Yep. That's true. I mean, only time will tell, but I personally would like to see the full-blown turn happen. Because, again, as much as I enjoy comical Dark Order, I enjoyed hard-nosed Dark Order just a bit more.
Yeah.
If they could have a nice middle ground some way, somehow, by all means, do it to it. But I just don't see how they'll work a middle ground. Those are my thoughts on that one. So, it's been announced, but just recently, but we've seen that Malachi Black has just run train on the entire Nightmare family.
Good.
And it's been glorious. I know a lot of people were complaining about the botched kick last week with Dustin.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a botch.
Oh, no, it was a botch. He hit the fucking shoulder blade and couldn't get it up high.
I know, but that doesn't bother me.
I don't really see a problem with it.
No. What I think, what a lot of people that I saw were complaining about was the fact that they still ran the blood from the mouth angle. Well, if you watched, Dustin took a face full of turnbuckle.
Yeah, and that was what I was going to say, was that the blood from the mouth,
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be a kick thing. It was what you said, it was from the mouth.
Yes.
I don't really understand everyone's like BS about it.
Mm-hmm. It's like a lot of people are thinking it was supposed to be from the kick, and they were just trying to play off the fact that the kick was low. And I'm like, no. When I looked at it, it was like you saw Dustin hit, and then he capitalized on it to knock him down. Now, was his kick high enough to really look good? No. Did the kick still look good? To me, it did. It just wasn't high enough. It wasn't on the money.
Yeah. Was anything else, I agree with you in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't even really a botch. It was just Dustin's fucking tall.
Yeah. As tall as a mother.
Make that fucking kick.
Mm-hmm. If they had made it some way where Dustin was like a little more staggered and took one of those almost took a knee, the one where they're about to drop to a knee but they're just crouched a little bit.
Yeah.
That could have alleviated that problem, but maybe they thought they could do it and then they found out they couldn't. It happens. But it definitely wasn't a botch. It just wasn't the best looking finish. Or, well, not a botch in what I would consider a botch.
No, it wasn't that type of botch.
It wasn't a Layla Hirsch missing an entire moonsault botch.
At best, I would just say it was a mishap.
Mm-hmm. It was an oops. And then Dustin, they got lucky because Dustin got busted up on that turnbuckle, and he was just oozing like a motherfucker. Like, he took that shot to the face hard. Because, it was going free. How are we feeling about Adam Cole after last Wednesday night? And his little interview. Was it Wednesday night or Friday night he did this interview? I feel like it was Wednesday.
Wednesday was the one where he talked shit to Tony Schiavone. Don't talk shit to Tony Schiavone.
Uh-huh.
That right there pretty much solidified kill status. Like, as soon as you talk shit to Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Friday they had the package where it was Cole and Danielson kind of cut together?
That was their together thing.
Yeah. Now, are you getting the vibe that possibly Cole could be working a double angle?
Just because of that one off thing with Adam Cole, and this was a BTE that I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
There's an off angle thing about him going to find Hangman,
mm-hmm.
and then talking about how they hope Adam Cole never finds out what they did,
mm-hmm.
With the poisoned energy drink, and he walked away grabbing an energy drink. He grabbed, I think it was the one that killed him originally.
Yeah.
They ended up switching it. I think I'll take this one instead. So, in a way, it could. He could actually have all the memory of what happened. But as of right now, that I don't know. That's pretty deep.
It is a deep pull, but I want to see. I like Adam Cole with the Elite. I want to see it stay together. But for all those people who are bitching about Tony Khan being a terrible booker because he's not taking things like that into account or some other things, Tony Khan's not the best booker in the world. Would I have chosen him as best booker for Pro Wrestling or PWI's thing this year? Hell, he did a hell of a lot better than most of the others, so probably. It's not like they had the most amazing pool to pull from.
The best booker of the year. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah.
There's literally no one else.
I know. If you look at the bed that's been shit by WWE, and then you look at how, in my opinion, AEW's gotten progressively better the whole time, he's doing a fine job. Fine job. So I'm perfectly okay with him having it. Unless I had seen someone who had done a better job. And there really haven't been too many people doing that much creative booking.
That's pretty much.
But if
it's okay, but they're so hard to know what's even going on that I can't really count it in that regard.
Mm-hmm. But if we look at the long game, and maybe Tony Khan's booking from a much longer line of sight than anyone else, he could possibly already have a little Adam Cole double thought out, and that's why he decided to run this angle.
Yes.
And if that's the case, kudos. If not, I'm still stoked. I'm fine with Adam Cole being with the Elite. I'm fine with Adam Cole getting retribution for them, kayfabe killing him when he was with Bullet Club.
I hope they don't do one thing that I kind of, that ties back to what I said.
Mm-hmm.
It could be because he mentioned Hangman, he grabbed a different Monster Energy drink, or not Monster, he grabbed a different energy drink, but he's the reason Hangman wins against Kenny. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. No. Hangman needs a clean win against Kenny to really bring the Hangman feeling bad about himself story full circle and to put a fucking pin in it and call it done.
With what I said.
I agree. Hangman needs to he needs to best Kenny. like in the best way possible, and that would be kicking out of Kenny's destroyer, like the be all end all of Kenny moves.
He gets the kick out. I still would love that story arc. I don't know, the kick out, and then he's like goes back and revamps it, but he doesn't actually do anything from a true move perspective. It's just story.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just really like it. That's like the idea.
Yeah, I'm for it as well. I really am.
And you can re-protect the move.
Mm-hmm.
So it's usually when someone kicks out, something gets done. Like the master.
Yeah.
A full Nelson, the Hurt Locker.
Some of those moves, I'm just like, how many people basically just use the fucking crippler crossface with a different name?
But then now they just call it the crossface.
Yeah, I mean, or the yes lock.
Well, that's a lapel lock. I thought it's semi-different because he has the arm hook in it rather than just in the leg.
I mean, it depends. I've seen him hook it in, and it's the exact same as the classic crippler crossface, where he has the arm hooked between his thighs, and then he's got the grip, the S grip, across the chin, across the mouth.
I don't remember the move, directly off hand right now. I can go look it up, see what's up.
I've looked at a few pictures of it when I was doing like research for customs to see if I could get the articulation down to be able to do it. There were times where Benoit would do the arm lock in the thighs, and there's times where he wouldn't. It just really depended on the situation. But the crossface is the crossface is the crossface. No matter how you church it up.
Yeah.
Anywho, I guess, like, the big thing we all wanted to know from the other night, and I did enjoy how it went down, Andrade and Pac. Did you get a chance to watch it Friday?
Nope.
Oh, boy. It was a good match.
I think the ending was kind of a bullshit ending.
No, I thought it worked. I mean, it was silly in one way, but I really thought it worked. Because, one, it played off Andrade's pride angle really, really hard. Two, it kept either one of them from looking weak against the other. And then three, it allowed Death Triangle to show solidarity with each other. So we don't have to worry about Death Triangle having any issues right now.
That's good.
So, to me, it hit on 3 notes. Was it the greatest finish? No. But, usual things. Alright, so some high notes. 1, high spot out, Andrade whips Pac into the barricade, and he's coming up as well. Hits so hard the barricade knocks into some kids, and real quick Andrade leans over to check on him. The kid pats him on the arm, and then they're back to business. Like, it happens in a flash. Like, he checks on those people that fucking fast.
That was good. That's a good move right there.
Yeah. So, kudos to him for checking on people during a spot to make sure everything went, because that barricade went a lot further back than they thought it would. And he's like, oh. And they're like, yeah. But it was like 2 kids right there in the front row with their parents, and the parents maybe had let them sit a little closer just for that moment. And it just happened to be the time when those 2 hit the barricade hella hard. Plenty of the Weathermen hated in-ring gymnastics. Plenty. But, to me, there were only a couple of them where it didn't look, where it looked more staged than, a real, air quotes, real type of battle, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just a couple of them. But overall, it was pretty solid. I always enjoy when Andrade does the throwback to when he was in the original Los Ingobernables in Japan. Or not in Japan, but in Mexico. And so he'll do the tranquilo in the middle of the ring. He'll just lay down I pull the Naito pose, as I'll call it, because that's where I first saw it. So he does throwbacks to that. It's very, very nice. It pisses Pac off. There's a spot where Pac dives out of the ring. Like moonsaults, basically, out of the ring and into Andrade. And he smacks the back of his head on the railing. And I think he about knocked himself out for a minute. Like, it wasn't a long time, but it was like, for a hot second, he just kind of laid there with his arms against the railing. And then finally, he kind of, the cobwebs and the black haze cleared out enough for him to start going again. But he rattled his dome pretty good. Now, am I a step-by-step, play-by-play type of guy when it comes to these matches? No, because I watched them pretty close to when they came out. I managed to get, Dynamite and Rampage all watched within a day of them airing this week, which was good. It's rare that happens. But let's just say the finish was odd because Andrade came out with Chavo and his other minion, his little PA guy, his personal assistant. PA guy tries to interfere, and that's when the Lucha Brothers come out and stop that shit from going on. While they're doing that, Chavo pops up and brains fucking Pac with the iPad. And that's where Andrade gets the pin because he didn't see it happen. He was busy recovering from something else that had happened a little bit earlier. So he gets the pin, gets the win, and then as they're walking out, he's looking at Chavo, he's like, "Did you do that?" And Chavo's like, "We got the win, we got the win." He's like, "Did you do it?" And Chavo admits it. And then he knocks the fuck out of Chavo and rolls out without him. Him and the other PA guy roll out without Chavo. So, my thoughts is that just him punishing Chavo for interfering in his, match to show how strong he is and make him look good in front of the Lucha Brothers so they'll come to him? Is this him firing Chavo already? Because Chavo's stopped flights and interfered with them on numerous occasions now? I don't know.
I could see it. He'll probably turn into a Chavo groveling and then accept him back, and then it just slowly fades over, and then maybe they'll have a blow-off match. Mm-hmm. But Chavo is not an AEW talent. He's AAA, I think, or something like that.
I think you're right. He may be AAA. But he's still there working alongside, so he's talent adjacent, at least. And it's got me wondering what's going to happen. I liked it. Again, I liked that match because both of them walked out looking strong. Chavo made Pac look strong. And then Andrade's reaction to Chavo giving him the dirty win and kind of taking it out on Chavo, to me, reflects in Andrade's pride, making him not want the bitch finish.
Yeah.
He wanted to win it legit. And I'm all for it. I am, 100%. So that was good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So before I go on, since we just talked about part of Death Triangle and Death Triangle doing their thing to, come in and defend Pac's honor, who do you think their first major opponent's going to be?
I think it'll probably be a rematch. It'll either be a rematch or it's going to be some regular team on AEW just kind of needs to get some eyes on them.
Yeah.
And I think primarily theirs be set up to be more for the cross-promotion stuff.
Mm-hmm. I could see that. I personally would like to see them go up against one of the tag teams from the HFO.
I think it'll be Butcher and Blade.
That's also what I was thinking. Since Butcher's back, they'll want to get them back in the spotlight, even if it's in a losing effort.
I was thinking about that the other day, and I'm glad you brought it up because it reminded me of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I would like to see them challenge for the belts. I would like to see them have the belts at some point in the future. It would be pretty solid, in my opinion.
I don't see a team to belts.
Say what?
I said I don't see them being a team to really have the belts, though, just because of the inconsistency with the schedule.
Yeah, I mean, his touring schedule, sure, like when it's in full swing, it makes it a little tricky because 100%, like most of that touring is going to take place in the summer and into the fall. But if they had a small tag championship run in the winter, even if it's just like a transitional tag run, I mean, I wouldn't be against it.
No, but I think they need to keep the belt for like a while.
Yeah. I mean, this could be later down the road, too. It doesn't have to be right now when the company's still only like 2 years in. Let the belts get a little bit of mileage on them first from some of the other teams. I mean, hell, we're only on, the 5th tag team champions so far?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, 5th, because first, SCU, second, Kenny and Hangman, third, FTR, 4th, the Bucks, 5th, the Lucha Brothers. Yeah. I'd say probably, though, if anyone's going to get it next, it'll probably be Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus.
I can see that.
Yeah, I could see them feasibly being the next crew to really do it. But last real AEW topic I want to touch on. What do you see for Bryan Danielson moving forward? What sort of capacity do you see him being used at?
Dream matches.
Mm-hmm.
Out for the title. Like, he's going to lose to Kenny. It's just going to happen.
Yeah.
He won't lose clean. It'll probably be more of a interference loss.
Yeah.
But I see him more of used for the cross-promotional.
Mm-hmm. I could see him being used as a way to build bridges with some of the other promotions. I would say he would be the best person to rebuild relationships with Ring of Honor.
Yes, yeah, him or Punk, really.
Yeah, I'd say him a bit more so than Punk. I'm not sure how amicable Punk's exit was from Ring of Honor back in 2005 because he won the belt and then the next day he was gone. So I feel like Daniel Bryan has a little bit more goodwill, but who knows? I mean, Ring of Honor's a company that would probably take either one of them back for that massive influx that it would bring.
Yeah.
And I like I say many times, I'm fucking for it. I also definitely know it's going to happen at some point. I want to see a classic Punk and Bryan match with the handshake at the beginning.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it in Ring of Honor. We've seen it in WWE. I'm fine with seeing it a third time in AEW. Call it the rubber match, more or less, if you think about it. But those are some of the things. But I'm right there with you that I think he will be a great person to be like an ambassador for the company, going from place to place, because he wanted to go and wrestle everywhere. And right now, AEW doing all this cross-promotion stuff, this is a chance for him to go and wrestle everywhere.
Yes.
Could we probably see Daniel Bryan as the NWA World's Champion? That'd be pretty fucking cool.
It'd be cool, but I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna happen.
I mean, of course. I mean, this is more like spitballing, fanboy shit right now, because we're not 100% sure how everything's going to go. But I know somebody is going to want to put a belt on him.
Nothing on it though. Like what? He's gonna go wrestle Trevor Murdoch? I could really not give a shit.
Not right now. No.
He's gonna go wrestle Nick Aldis, yeah, I still don't give a shit. I think he's better than that.
He is, but
unless WA gets someone actually worth a damn in terms of like star power for Daniel Bryan. No.
Yeah, I'm still thinking more along the lines of the prestige of the belt and the history behind it. I think that would be something he would kind of like the idea of as well. It just, and again, I would like to see him go at somebody worth going at. Nick Aldis, most boring champion I've ever seen for any company ever. All he did was bitch and moan about how no one was good enough to wrestle him, and carry the belt around and fucking defend it like maybe 4 fucking times in 3 years. I mean, he defended it. Honestly, it felt like he defended that belt less times than fucking Brock Lesnar did in any of his weird part-time runs.
It's pretty much right.
Yet everyone's like, he's the best NWA champion. He has so much prestige. It's like, motherfucker just wore a suit and talked well. Spoke well. He has the look, but he doesn't have it where it counts, in my opinion. And Trevor Murdoch, I'm just fine with him beating
He's
Nick
fine.
Aldis.
I'm cool with Trevor Murdoch. I like him as champ, but is that good enough for a Bryan match? Absolutely not.
I don't think so. Would I get down on it if it happened? I probably would, but would I say it's the best use of Daniel Bryan? No. No, I wouldn't. But I would like to see... I mean, Daniel Bryan's a fucking belt magnet. It's going to happen somewhere with someone. It could be at Impact. It could be, there. God forbid, it could be one of the belts in New Japan, because I think he's mentioned wanting to wrestle in Japan again. If they were fuck, who knows? He could work a AAA match and win a belt there. Goddamn, I have no fucking clue. Like, the world is his oyster right now. And he's as hot as he's ever been just because he's shown up in, the new place that has a lot of buzz around it. But I'm excited about the prospects. I'm definitely ready to hear more of his interview, because I believe he's got an interview tomorrow night. Is it?
I don't know. I don't pay attention. I'm busy.
I know. I think it's an interview tomorrow night. He doesn't have a match yet. But yeah, Adam Cole has his match tomorrow night. And then I think Bryan Danielson is going to be chit-chatting. So, and Punk's going to be on special commentary. So tomorrow night's going to be interesting, either way. But with all the fanboy shit out of the way, shall we pop over to the place that least excites me, but has the most news for the week?
All right, give us your thoughts on the color scheme.
We know, everyone knows, NXT was teasing their rebranding, their revamp of the franchise. We saw their color splatter logo a couple weeks ago when we talked about it. Tonight was the first night of the new NXT. I saw some pictures. It just looked like some girl's Lisa Frank Trapper Keeper exploded all over the arena. There's just so many day glow colors.
It looked like Naomi designed the set.
It did. I know some people were like, I like it. I was like, how?
Screen wall.
Uh-huh.
Colored lights.
Yeah. I just, it looked cheap.
Doesn't look good.
No. Like, at least with the black and the gold before, that gave the whole arena this interesting, to me, it gave it this, I don't want to say moody, because that's not it. I don't know. It just gave it an atmosphere that seemed more serious. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that is, I don't know. I feel like it has now lost its edge.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be the Super Kid brand now.
They might be doing that because they realize, oh shit, we might need to get some edge on here.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to still keep something that's family friendly.
Yeah.
NXT.
I mean, I can see why they do it. Move the edginess to the main program, turn NXT's developmental into the kid-friendly one, so all those people, are, I guess, air quotes, protected from anything over the top. I mean, hell, it was the revamp is so much that, and I know it doesn't have anything to do with it, but I'm going to blame it anyway. It was such a change that Samoa Joe relinquished the title.
And that right there also just kind of irks me. Is he truly injured, or are they just trying to, is it part of the revamp?
Yeah, I mean, I read that it was injury, so I'm going to take that at face value right now. But it just seems oddly coincidental that he would relinquish the title right as they're doing a brand revamp.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's an injury, I'm just like, fuck, Joe, how you always get hurt? And then if it's not, I'm just like, damn, why you always shitting on our boy? All the time. I mean, they just bring him in, make him look strong as fuck, and then all of a sudden they're just like, no, let's get that belt back.
They probably just got him cleared for one match with Karrion to get him officially to what's called.
Mm-hmm.
And then now that that's done, he needs to go back on the shelf because no one else was believable in beating Karrion Kross.
Mm-hmm.
Now that that's done, he's injured again.
Yeah. That could very well be the case. I was just sad to see it happen, and then just it being so close to this rebrand, I was just like, something's rotten in Denmark, if you will.
I agree.
Yeah. Let's say, speaking of former NXT champs that aren't getting shit on for once, our boy Big E.
Woo!
Oh, finally, right?
That was some good news right there.
I know. Our man has deserved that forever. Forever.
I mean, he's family friendly. He's fun. He's a giant.
And if he wants to work mean, we can see him work mean too.
Yep.
I mean, the dude can do it. Like, he can work mean as fuck in one match, and then still slip and slide on some fucking pancakes the next, and no one will bat a damn eye. I mean, if it's someone you want to be a champion for your company, right there is a good one. Athletic as hell, scary big.
Mm-hmm.
He might not be tall as hell, but damn, he fucking burly. Burly. But I saw a nice comparison photo. Big E winning the old NXT championship, and then Big E holding up the WWE championship. I was like, damn, E, congrats on that cash in. Good work. I mean, it was rumored over the weekend that he was going to cash in, and then sure enough, Monday night, he did it and took out Lashley and claimed his rightful place at the top of the food chain for that particular brand.
And what's good is it also relinquishes the potential of Goldberg winning the title again.
Oh, God.
Whew. They dodged a bullet because
Yeah, they did.
that would have been a shit story.
Mm-hmm. Undoubtedly. I mean,
if that was in the cards and they saw the reaction to where people cheered when his son got hurt.
yeah, I mean,
Might not be the best idea right now.
it's not a good look by any means. For me, it's like I run on this idea with Goldberg. I still have a lot of, fond memories and nostalgia for Goldberg. I do. But do I enjoy seeing Goldberg roll in at the drop of a hat into the main event picture trying to look like he's a legitimate contender for the title? No. Because He is not.
Yeah, as much as I like seeing 5-minute matches of him gassing out in 3 seconds, I'm okay.
Mm-hmm. I mean, hell, if I wanted to watch a 5-minute match of Goldberg gassing out that quick, I'd turn on a fucking old Nitro.
Mm-hmm.
At least then, you know, he was younger, so I'm all for him gassing himself out that quick because you know he'd rebound. Now it's just this fucking damn near 60-year-old man gassing out. You're like, holy shit, is he going to die? All those years of roids and bodily abuse, are they going to get him? Who knows? But, yes, they dodged the bullet. Big E is on top. Will Big E hold the belt for a long time? Will he hold it long enough for his other boys in the New Day to get the tag championships again so the New Day becomes a super drippy faction? Who's to say? Probably not.
I'll give it a solid maybe.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I gave it the probably. Even though it's a probably not, leaning on the pessimistic side of things, there's still a chance.
Mm-hmm.
But it really depends. I'm not sure how they're doing with the New Day, respectively, right now. Who's good to go, who's on the shelf, if anyone. I am just not 100% sure as to the New Day's status right now. Beyond existing.
Track of that. It's impossible.
Yeah, it changes every other day. Worst case scenario, I mean, it'll never happen, but this is when Kofi Mania tries to come back, feuds with Big E for the belt.
I mean, a part of me would like to break up, but I do like the New Day.
Mm-hmm.
My main problem with them is their Royal Rumble shit.
Mm-hmm.
Really, that's just Kofi.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to the New Day, I'll give them this. One, they have some of the best referential, like pop culture referencing ring gear of any group.
Yes.
Two, you know they legit dig the shit they're referencing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just because probably some designer in the back's like, this will get you over real big with the nerd crowd. Which is, I mean, I could be just, you know, assuming things, but that's what I thought of with Charlotte's Infinity Gauntlet gear from a few weeks back.
Yeah, that's pretty much what that is. Like,
yeah.
If it's pop culture related, it's just for a nod. If it's true wrestling or things they've spoken about, you know, past.
Yeah.
When's the last time you ever heard Shirley go, I love the Avengers?
Never.
But how often do you hear Xavier Woods talk about Dragon Ball Z?
Often.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. And, like, then you got people like Gargano, who comes out with his Iron Man gear, his fucking Wolverine gear. I feel like Gargano's a little more legit.
Oh, well, he talks about comics all the time. If you watch anything, like, outside of that, and most of his, like, social media pictures are him nerding out, hanging out with Matt Cross playing board games.
I'm for it.
Yes, makes sense.
Fucking for it. And speaking of Gargano, he's another one of those who has a contract coming up soon.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. But I have a feeling the gravy train of exits is short-lived. It's not long for this world.
Yeah, I can agree. I mean, they haven't done anything to him, and he's constantly been in some, you know, picture.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I can see him staying. They haven't done anything dirty by him.
Yeah. I really don't think they had done anything dirty by Cole either. I just think he was just like, you know what? I'm going to roll.
Cole was probably just, you know, I'm keeping my Twitch, and I kind of want to be with my friends.
And his wifey.
And his wifey.
Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, commendable. That's a good choice.
Fine. He's never said anything bad. He's even said, you know, no, they were good to me.
Yep.
Just, you know, those are things you can't buy.
No. That is 100% true. And on top of Gargano, I mean, I would love to see Gargano roll out. I'm not sure where he would be best suited. I'm still waiting to hear what's going to come of Bobby Fish since he was released.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see him anywhere. I feel like it'll be best if he goes back, Ring of Honor in New Japan?
Yeah, I would like him to stay in one of those places. I think he's one that, I like him. I think he'd get lost in the mix.
Yeah, he definitely would. And if he went to AEW, I feel like the temptation would be far too strong for them to try and build their own knockoff version of the Undisputed Era.
Oh yeah, that's what I.
It's a bad look. Let's put it that way. Don't do that. Then, other fun things. We may have talked about it in a previous episode. We may not have. I don't remember offhand because we talk about a lot of shit. We run our mouths a tremendous amount. But Kevin Owens, we all know his contract goes up in January, sometime just before the Rumble, I believe it is.
Yeah.
And also, rumor has it the Rumble's possibly being pushed to February.
That's weird.
Yeah, I saw a little blurb about that. But say what? I'm sorry.
How I feel about that, but whatever. It's not my choice.
Yeah, I mean, it'll happen when it happens. I love the Royal Rumble, but I whatever happens, happens. It's all.
I've said it before, but I would love it if they literally let just some jobber fucking win the next.
Oh, I would love to see the Rumble be used in a way that promotes someone new instead of some flavor of the week or jackass we've already seen before. Not to, disparage any of the people that we like that win the Rumble. I would just love for it to be a fucking out of left field black sheep contender.
Yes.
Fuck, let Kyle O'Reilly win it. No one would expect that.
That's the whole point of what the Rumble was, but they don't do that.
No. I mean, hell, Jim Duggan won the first Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
No one would have backed Jim Duggan for that.
Mm-hmm.
Goddamn Hacksaw won it, and I'm fucking for it. Now, if they would go back and look at history, sure. Loads and loads and loads of big names in their company, more than the Dark Horses, have won the Rumble. But a lot of times, it was just, whoever was the hot commodity at the time, and it's just an easy way to get, eyes on stuff. I want to see a legitimate surprise. I do. Legitimate surprises. Please, learn something. Everyone wants to be surprised. Everyone wants something fresh, regardless of whether they realize it or not. Now, back to the thing that got us off on that tangent. Our boy, KO, Kevin Owens, Kevin Steen, whichever one you wish to call him. Oh man, he's been throwing some hard hints on social media as of late, with some back and forth banter between his friends, the Young Bucks and such. You want to give us the earliest one, Grayson?
Was that the one where the Bucks put there, and then he put almost there as a reflection on his?
Yep. As their, they put their location as there, and he put his as almost there. So I'm like, And then the most recent one from either late last week, early this week, I thought was the best nod of them all. In a quickly deleted Twitter post that was in the article I read, it definitely made sure to say Kevin Owens in a quickly removed and deleted Twitter post. He posted some GPS coordinates, the old school style, like latitude and longitude. And anyone that knows Kevin Owens and company from their days on the Indies, they probably already have an idea, if they haven't seen this article, where in the fuck those coordinates pointed to. Grayson? You want to lay it in on him?
Yeah, man. The the coordinates were to the American classic Mount Rushmore, which most people, if you know Kevin Owens or Kevin Steen's history, that was an old factor. Him and the Young Bucks. And was there someone else?
There was, and let me see who exactly it was, because there's 4 heads on Rushmore, so there were 4 heads in the Mount Rushmore faction. Yeah. Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, Mount Rushmore, Kevin Steen, Adam Cole, and the Young Bucks.
But I think I mentioned that right before you started looking. I was like, I feel like it was Adam Cole.
You may have. But, I mean, it would only make sense, almost, for a revamp nod to Mount Rushmore if he dips out and shows up. And truly, for me, there are 2 people left in WWE that I would like to see leave, because I feel like they've just been mismanaged and misbooked for years. Those 2 individuals being, 1, Kevin Owens, and 2, Sami Zayn.
All I'm going to say is if that happens, for fuck's sake, don't put them in a match together.
Yes.
Ever.
It's been done to fucking death.
Ever.
I'm gonna have to say, Falcon, you need to loop him saying ever for about 10 more minutes to really flesh out the runtime of this episode. Almost to the point where it's as annoying as the Peter Griffin bum leg joke. Ever.
But I'm fucking tired of that match. Just saying. So never.
Yeah, if you didn't figure that one out, he's fucking sick of it. I'm not a big fan of it either, because I mean, it again, like I said, it's been done to fucking death. I mean, yes, how many times can you see the 2 Canadian guys wrestle each other? I mean, the hell, before it was Kevin Owens and fucking Chris Jericho all the time, it felt like. And then now, when Jericho dipped out, it became, quick, let's put Owens with the other Canadian.
No, dude, they did that. The Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens shit has been going on since NXT. That's how old it is.
Oh, yeah, you are correct. You are.
Zayn, I think, won the title, injured Sami Zayn in an after-match attack.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, this whole thing's been going on for fucking ever and a day.
Many moons.
It's stuff. We all know they're really friends. You're not going to be otherwise.
Mm-hmm. If they do dip out, I expect to see the return of the Kevin Steen name. It's almost a guarantee. Mm-hmm. I expect him not to join the Elite, but for them to do a Mount Rushmore reunion. Albeit brief. Because I want Steen to be his own force of nature, as he seems to want to bill himself. Because Fight Steen Fight or Kill Steen Kill needs to make its return.
Kevin Steen character versus John Moxley the character. Like just an old school throwback fighting fucking match.
Mm-hmm.
Like no safety measures in terms of like, you know, how WWE probably booked them, because I feel like they have wrestled before, but
I feel like they may have as well.
But like, you know, just sort of like fucking when Mox wrestled Kenny and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Those types.
Yeah, let him go whole ham.
Yeah.
Don't baby it, because that would be glorious. Also, I'd like to see Steen trim the beard back. I would, personally. It's too long.
I'm fine with the beard, but I'm not attached to it, so I'm cool with that.
I think it would work better if he's going to go back to his super fighter persona to have it close cropped, so that way it's not something people can grab onto. Because with it like that, still long, if he's doing that Mox match, what's Mox going to grab onto almost every fucking time?
It's true.
Strategy. And then, if Sammy leaves, I'm not sure what I want for him. He can keep a character similar to Sami Zayn. He can bring back the more two-tone, skank into the ring, happy-go-lucky ska type Sammy. Or he could do a return of El Generico. Or both. I'd be happy. I mean, we talk about not wanting to see retreads all the time, but there's certain things that just make you happy that you want to see again. And, well, those kind of hit that point for me.
I would like to just see him not look like a homeless man.
Also true.
Well, correction. A homeless man or a B-level porn director.
Yes, indeed. His look, his ring attire, has gotten more and more hobo chic with every passing month since the Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, next thing you know, he's going to be wheeling out a damn shopping cart full of hubcaps and tinfoil.
Mm-hmm.
To really, really hammer home the fact that they're still running that conspiracy theory angle into the ground. It's rough. It's rough stuff. They do our boys dirty. And I hope they dip sometime in the future. If Kevin doesn't re-sign, I'll be super happy. And I'll be happy wherever he goes. If he shows up in AEW, which seems to be very, very likely, via those hints, even though it's still very, very early, we got months to go. I see a lot of good things. I do. Well, we'll see, but like I was saying before, the former WWE talent that everyone wants to see leave Gravy Train, it's pretty well out of the station, and anyone left is going to be running like hell to catch up with the back of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guarantee you WWE is going to start doing some shiesty fucking contract shit pretty soon. Real shiesty. More than like the no-compete. They're going to have some other fucking stuff where they either do a huge fucking no-compete with like specific companies written into it. They extend it out so long that any sort of momentum they would have had exiting fizzles out. Or possibly they even try to pull some stuff where it's a combination of that and some really, really strict NDAs.
Yeah, for sure.
They will lawyer up and get really, really into those contracts pretty soon.
Oh, they're gonna... You're talking about WWE and their current contracts now, right? Just to make sure I'm on.
I'm talking about how it's going to change to keep people from leaving as easily.
Oh, yeah. They're going to be doing that. Well, it's not that easy now to begin with.
I mean, just talking about how many of their
contract. If they get injured, they extend the contract.
Mm-hmm.
They're already playing some dirty moves. But what I think they're going to do is start hammering in those 90-day competes and making sure that shit is on lock.
Mm-hmm.
No more accidental things with like Aleister Black and stuff. Like everybody, no matter your contract, you have a 90-day non-compete.
I think it'll wind up being longer than 90 days pretty soon.
I don't know if you can. And if they do, I feel like people might not sign.
Mm-hmm.
Because as of right now, AEW is sort of showing WWE is not really where you want to be. Take who was it? That thought did not
Mick
come.
Foley.
Yeah, Mick Foley. That's why that thought was there. I remember it. Mick Foley even mentioned that, and he hit the fucking nail on the head. Like, AEW seems more like the place I want to be. Like, WWE still has, the notoriety, the history, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But fuck them. Like, this seems more, for lack of a better term, cool.
Yeah, it's true. The fact that AEW will, to an extent, let you wrestle in other places is also very appealing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm sure with WWE, wrestling these same fucking people all the time gets old.
Mm-hmm.
So I have no problem thinking that AEW is the place to go. It is the place for any wrestler who wants to have a little more creative freedom and room to experiment. Could that be a good thing or a bad thing in the long run? For certain people, it definitely could be. For others, it's what they need to keep their edge and keep their product that they're promoting to the people tight and where it needs to be. All things considered, it's just good stuff all around. Really, I am happy to see WWE take some losses. I'm happy to see some of the talent that I really think shouldn't have been there leaving and going somewhere else where I feel like their skill set's a better fit because they're not having to go up against monsters all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's just my my thoughts. Oh, fun! You want a fun bit of news?
Yeah.
As of 13 minutes ago, you know who's the new NXT champion?
Who are the options?
I don't have any options. I can just tell you who it is.
Well, I would like to know what the match is to see if I can guess it.
Okay. Ciampa, Dunn, LA Knight, and Kyle O'Reilly.
Oh, Ciampa, Dunn, Kyle O'Reilly, and who was the other one?
LA Knight.
LA Knight. I'm going to say not LA Knight.
Nope.
Ciampa's close. Then Dunn's got a contract expiring soon, and it could be a lure to get him in there.
Mm-hmm.
And who's the other one?
Kyle O'Reilly.
Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle O'Reilly did just beat Adam Cole for 2 out of 3 and has been sort of on a tear. Ciampa's been champ. Dunn was NXT champ. I'll say Riley.
It was Ciampa.
Damn. I'm happy about it. But
I am happy about it as well, but when I saw the people he's going up against, I was just like, damn, WWE. Damn. Kyle O'Reilly would have been nice, youthful choice. Mm-hmm. Pete Dunne would have been a good choice too. But I have, again, it's all guesswork. Dunne could be on the way out. If Dunne's on the way out, why would you slap a belt on him? Except to entice him in. But we shall soon see. Either way, I really like Pete Dunne. LA Knight, I love him. I liked him more as Eli Drake. I still enjoy him. But yeah. I don't know if he's got that, top tier contender thing yet.
He doesn't to me.
I think he's got one of the best cocksure mouths in the business, but I just don't think he's quite there yet. Now, I will say that Rick Steiner's son is a fucking beast.
Really?
Yeah. They renamed him Rex Steiner, so it sounds like Rex Steiner, their last name.
Yeah.
And he's wearing a singlet that looks like his dad's.
Mm.
And there's a picture right here of him just gorilla pressing a dude.
Gotcha.
and looking like the other guy weighs nothing.
And I hope he turns out just even 10% of what his dad was, because that right there is still a success. Because I love Rick stuff.
Rick was great. I hope he's not a douchebag like Scott.
Yeah, same here. I don't want another Scott Steiner character.
Yeah.
Like,
If they found a way to blend
all the names and stuff, the big bad booty daddy, like I love the names, but
oh yeah,
you know, he just yelled all the time.
I know. If they found a wonderful way to blend the dog-faced gremlin with Big Papa Pump, character-wise, some way, somehow, I'd be for it. I would. But, yeah, I'm excited to hear that Ciampa's now the champ, and also Indy and Dexter Lumis finally got married.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Indy Hartwell.
Mm-hmm.
Must have just, I think they announced it tonight, maybe even on air, or but it was on the same Bleacher Report article about NXT tonight. So, either way, not too bad, all things considered. Well, like we said before, tonight's episode is going to be short and sweet, and we stayed to that promise. Hopefully, everyone will enjoy it. As we say, just about every week, thank you to Falcon and the boys at Antipolar for making it sound good. We are still waiting on more word as to how Gamageddon Redo is progressing. Things have started on the editing. It's just there's so much fucking raw footage. Good God, when it's a small indie operation like these, it's going to take some time. So be ready. It'll be a good time either way. You'll see us get progressively more drunk and rowdy as time goes on. It'll be a good time for you.
It needs to just make it where we can all just crash there and just literally get shit faced.
Oh God, if it were one of those just marathon, just everyone getting wrecked for a full 24 hours or more.
Yeah.
Holy God.
I had to play video games until after 12 hours.
Mm-hmm. It'd be rough stuff. Rough stuff, but it'd be a lot of fun.
Oh, you're not ready to play.
Oh man. But anyway, thanks to the boys. Grayson roll in there with a fucking, trunk full of goddamn energy drinks to stay awake.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh man. Energy drinks, chicken tenders, I'm ready.
Get a serious talk about the next one.
Mm-hmm. We'll definitely be able to hammer it out. Maybe we can do something sometime around the holidays and get some things sorted out.
Okay.
But, anywho, big thanks to our boys, again, for editing everything up, making us sound good. Thank you to everyone that's been listening. The past few episodes have gotten many more views than we did during the summer slump. Thank you for all of that. Tell your friends. You can find us everywhere, really, except for Pandora because they suck. But Stitcher, Player FM, we're on Spotify, we're on Amazon, we're on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Search us up by name, Post to Post. There's no numbers in it. It's Post, the word to, T-O, Post. You might have to add wrestling at the end, but we'll pop up. Just be sure it's not the hockey one.
Yes.
Even though they only release 3 fucking episodes, they always show up.
We need to update our image.
I know, it is old, but...
Unless Return from Legends contract.
Every so often, yeah. I enjoy seeing the slick picture. I do.
I do enjoy old slick.
Yeah, I'll have to find another good one. I mean, even if we have to get a damn LOD or Steiner Brothers picture for us, even though none of us are that buff.
What are you talking about, dude? Huge work count.
Fair enough. But yeah, give us a follow everywhere. We're on the social medias as well. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Look it up. It's in the show notes. There it is. But other than that, enjoy your weekends. Because they're coming up soon. I've got some days off coming up the back half of this week, so it's a long weekend for me. Huzzah. But either way, until next week, enjoy the wrestling. Watch all you can. We'll watch as much as we can during this period of time. And we'll hopefully have some more to talk about next week because, like I said before, All Out weekend, the week after that. Good God, it was... Going to try and get some guest hosts in here to work with me for the next 2 weeks. So that way this one can go and hobnob at shows. Maybe he'll be able to find Matt Cross and talk him into coming on here. And not be drunk out of his mind and forget where everything is.
Yeah, Ransom is going to be there, so he'll probably show up at some point.
Yep. All right, well, with that...
Other than that, and we will see you guys on the next episode.
For sure. Bye.